Hey, it's Adrian, and today I'm comparing the U3 by Usmile to the Sonicare DiamondClean Smart from Philips. Now, the Philips brush costs 3 times as much as the Usmile, so let's see if it's justified at 3 times the cost. Okay, so in the package for the U3, you get this protector for the main column here, which is the part that vibrates when you attach a brush head. You also get two brush heads. These two are for whitening, so I've taken one out of the package, and that's what that looks like. And you just fit this into that stem. So I'll do that right now. And once it goes in, it should sit like that. Now you also get a USB Type-C charging cable, and this should look pretty familiar if you have any new type of phone. This is the same type of cable it uses. If you look at the bottom of the U3, there's a little area here where you could use your fingernail to pry this area off, and when you do that, it gives you access to the charging area at the bottom of the brush. One thing to keep in mind is just when you're done charging, make sure you press that in and it's flush so that no water can drip under there. For the Philips Sonicare, so this is the DiamondClean Smart. So it comes with, again, the brush the handle, and you have a brush head. This one is, I'm not sure if this is a general one, but this one you can see the brush head is a bit wide, and it also came with a smaller brush head. I've already used the small one, so this is a brand new one. Now you also get the charger, which is this type of base. You just plug it in, and when you drop this in here, it starts charging. Mine's not plugged in, but this is kind of like a wireless charging type of thing. So it's very convenient to charge. As well, you get this pretty handy carrying case. So once you detach the brush head, you could store it in here and then put the brush handle in here. Now, I believe some models, mine doesn't have it, but some models would have a USB port here so that you could charge it. So if you're traveling, you don't want to take a full charger, or this may not work in whatever international country you're traveling in, then you could always plug it by USB and charge it through like a laptop or something. But on my DiamondClean Smart, it didn't come with that, but I do believe it does come on some models, something to keep in mind. So let's go into the features of these two toothbrushes and what makes them similar and unique. So they both use sonic technology, so they vibrate at a really high frequency, let's say. So this one vibrates at 38,000 vibrations per minute, and the Philips Sonicare vibrates at 62,000 vibrations per minute. So it's almost close to double what this one does. Now, I can tell you when I have them turned on and I'm feeling the vibration, I can't really tell much of a difference. So I'm going to turn them on, and you can see here the Philips is on full power with these 3 bars, and this one, let's see, there we go. So they're both at full power, and they're vibrating quite rapidly. So I can't really tell, and you can hear there was like a little pause there. So going back into the features, so that little pause you heard, it's every 30 seconds, both of these toothbrushes will pause to let you know to jump to the other side of your mouth. So basically they want you to like divide the mouth into 4 areas, and it's in the manuals. So you would brush 30 seconds in one area. When the brush pauses, it means you need to jump to the other area. Another 30-second pause. You jump to the other area. Brush for 30 seconds is going to pause for like a second, then you jump to the other area. So in total, both of these brushes are programmed for 2 minutes of brushing. Now, this brush has an IP rating of IPX7, which means it could be submerged in a meter of water for about 30 minutes. And I tried to get information for the Philips Sonicare. I couldn't find it. I'm still waiting to hear back if I do hear back, I'll update it like in the description below. In terms of charging, you could see with what they came with, this one charges kind of like in this dock here. I don't have it plugged in, I'm not going to show you the whole thing again, which is a very convenient way to charge it. This brush, you have to open the bottom of it. So down here you would use your fingernail, pull this bottom protective cover off, and you would plug in a USB-C cable in there. And when you're done, you just have to make sure you properly secure this back so it's flush. And if you could see, there's kind of like a seal here, a rubber gasket to make sure no water gets in. So even though this is pretty much the one, I would say, major failure point of the brush, as long as you're keeping that flush, water shouldn't get in there. So that's great. In terms of charging, what would I prefer? I think like day to day, first let's go into battery life. This is rated for 6 months of battery life, or 180 days, which is like unheard of. I've never used a toothbrush rated for that much. And I was skeptical at first, but when I looked at the battery capacity here, this battery is a 2600 milliampere battery, which is quite large. Like cell phones from a couple of years ago had that capacity. Now the Philips brush, as far as I know, this has a 680 milliampere capacity. So this is close to triple the battery capacity, or a little bit over triple actually, 3 times of this. So this is rated for 3 weeks from what I saw in the Philips literature, and that's about what I'm getting, 2 to 3 weeks. But I do brush twice a day instead of just once a day, and I think these numbers are based on once a day. So this one, it's rated for 6 months, but I think if you're going to be brushing twice a day for 2 minutes each time, then it's most likely going to be 3 months, which is still really great. So battery life, this is the hands down winner. Going back to charging, what would I prefer? I think it's easier to just set this on the wireless base that the Philips comes with. But again, if I'm only, charging this, like let's take the 3 month instead of the 6 month, then I'm just charging this 4 times a year. If you're only brushing once a day, then potentially you're just charging it twice a year. So it becomes kind of a non-issue at that point that you have to, open this part here, charge it, and then close this back. So that's up to you, I would say, for that point, if what you prefer in terms of charging. Okay, so build quality wise, both of these brushes are built very well. Like if I twist this brush or try to add force, I can't really. If I apply some force, there is some sway with the brush head when it's attached to this stem here. That's probably on purpose to kind of absorb some of the vibrations. With this brush, the U3, it's the same thing. There's no play. When I move the brush head, it's a similar amount of play that I noticed on the Philips. It might be a bit tighter, but I've used this brush for close to a year. And this is a brand new brush, so that's another factor. The U3 comes with like 2 brush heads. The Philips also comes with 2 brush heads. One thing I'd like to point out is if you look at the brush heads, the Philips one is a little bit longer, and you may or may not like that. Personally, I prefer the shorter brush heads, like the smaller ones, just because when you're brushing like in the back areas of your teeth, it's just easier to get access than kind of like angulating like a longer brush head. Now, one good feature about both of these brushes are they have built-in pressure indicators. So if you're pressing too hard while you're brushing, it's going to reduce the frequency of the vibrations just so that you don't damage your gums. So that's a good thing. Another thing that I like about the Philips brush is that it comes in this carrying case. So what I have found with these type of brushes is if this stem gets compromised, it gets hit, bumped, it can really affect the performance of the brush. Like it could even make it pretty much useless if that gets damaged. So the fact that you can remove the brush head and store it in a case like this, and where it closes, then you could put this in your luggage or whatever. I like that a lot about this brush. With the U3, once you remove the brush head, if the stem gets bumped or something, or pressure gets placed on it, you know, like I'm saying, same with the Philips brush, is going to affect the quality, or, you know, render the brush kind of like obsolete. So it does come with this kind of thick plastic cap that goes on there, and this is an okay solution. But you know, if this cap gets pressure exerted against it, it can still affect this main stem that vibrates. So I would say if you're gonna get the U3, I would still keep the box that it comes with and put it in the box if you're gonna be traveling and just throwing it into your suitcase. So one standout feature of the Philips brush, so there are other DiamondClean. I think there's a DiamondClean Classic, and this is the DiamondClean Smart, and the Smart just denotes that you can connect this to your phone by Bluetooth, and then there's an accompanying app with it to help you with brushing, switching quadrants, whatever. I didn't do that because I find that, you know, the 30-second increments with the 1-second pause is enough for me, and I don't think I'm gonna turn on my phone every time I'm gonna brush. But if you're into that type of thing, then that's something that this brush has that the U3 does not have. Okay, so the main reason you would buy a toothbrush with sonic technology is because it vibrates so rapidly that it creates those micro bubbles that help to break up, you know, like plaque buildup in your mouth. So let's just do a quick demo to show how it interacts with water. And this is just to kind of show what it would interact with like in your mouth when you add toothpaste and you're brushing. So let's go with the Philips Sonicare. I'm setting the cleaning mode to clean. Sorry, you're not gonna be able to see it. And the power mode is at the max. So I'm gonna put the brush in. And water is going everywhere. Now, let me just turn it this way. Okay, so that's a Philips brush, and I have water all over the table. You can't see it, but trust me, it's there. Now let's look at the U3. So I'm gonna put it on the maximum setting, and it's gonna be on clean. So we'll put it in same as the Philips. Now this way. And again, water is going everywhere. The whole place is wet because it's vibrating so rapidly. It's really just disrupting water, displacing water, like it's just pushing water everywhere. So just try to imagine that when you're brushing, you have toothpaste and that toothpaste is being applied against the teeth and it's vibrating so rapidly. That's kind of what it's doing to the plaque. It's just like pushing it all over the place and breaking it up from sticking on your teeth. Now, I'll just put both brushes on at the same time and just put them in. Okay, so after that water test, guess what I just did? So I just had a banana, and you know how when you eat a banana, it kind of leaves like a film on your teeth. So I brushed with the U3 because I've had over a year of brushing with the Sonicare, and right off the bat, in the mouth, I could tell that the vibration is lower than the Sonicare. So there's a definite difference between 38,000 per minute versus the 62,000, I believe, that the Philips has. However, after I brushed with the U3, my mouth still felt clean. Like I can, like when I run my tongue across my teeth, I don't feel that film or anything left over. So it still does clean your teeth, but I would say if you want like the most powerful vibration, the Philips definitely has it beat in that department. But Just using it, it was still capable of cleaning my teeth. It could just be like kind of like a bias that I'm used to for the last 10 years, 10, 11 years, exclusively using Philips toothbrushes. So when I put this one in my mouth, which is almost half the amount of vibrations, it's like a night and day difference for me to feel. Now, that may not necessarily mean that it's not doing the job well, because it did clean my teeth. But if you're coming from a Philips Sonicare and you're going to this, just keep that in mind. It may take you a while to get used to that kind of lower vibration frequency. Okay, so like I mentioned at the start of the video, this is 3 times the price of this brush. So this is about 70 US or 90 Canadian, and this is about 285 Canadian, or I believe 225 US. So is it worth 3 times the price? I would say probably not. The main thing that I noticed between both of these brushes is the vibration is more on the Philips brush, definitely. I could feel it in my mouth. When I did the water test, I couldn't really see it visually that well, but I could definitely feel it, and that's because I'm coming from 10, 11 years of just using Philips brushes. This was able to clean my teeth after I had that banana, even though it's vibrating at half the frequency of this. It still left my teeth feeling clean. So I would say if you're picking your first sonic toothbrush, not electric sonic toothbrush, because Oral-B has electric brushes that don't have sonic, I would say start with this. It's a really fair price for what you get. Battery life is great. You get 2 brush heads just like with this. You won't get that carrying case, but it has a great battery. It's gonna have great battery life as well. So summing up, I would recommend this brush. It did clean my teeth. After I ate, I did notice that the vibration was less than the Philips Sonicare, but I mean, if the end result was still a clean mouth, I would try it, especially if you're gonna buy your first sonic toothbrush. The entry into that world with the Sonicares, it's really high. It's not for everyone, especially if you find that you don't like that feeling in your mouth. Some people don't like the strength of the vibration, so this might be a better option for you if you're one of those people or you have super sensitive gums. But both brushes do have the option to lower the intensity if the vibration is too much for you. Obviously it's going to be much lower on this since it's starting lower anyway, on the amount of vibrations. Now, I'm also curious to know if you guys are using any brushes like electric toothbrushes or sonic toothbrushes outside of these 2 brands. I'm always interested in that. Like I said, I've been using this for 11 years, so I'm quite familiar with this. I'm quite used to it, but I'm always willing to try other products, especially since I only get about, say, 1 to 3 years on each of these, and the cost is so high. And I remember seeing commercials for that Brush electric toothbrush that Kevin Hart, I think it was Kevin Hart, he was promoting it. I've never tried it, but if any of you have that brush, if you have tried it, leave a comment below, let me know how it was for you, and maybe it's something that I could look into as well. So if you did find this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm always doing these type of gear gadget review videos, so if that's up your alley, I'd really appreciate it. So thanks, and see you in the next video. Bye.